Well, former Ateneo Blue Eagles rookie Jared Brown surprised everyone when he announced his decision to leave his collegiate team and pursue his professional career. Now, the big question is, where is he taking his talents to? Well, with me right now to go all out on that story is the man himself, Jared Brown, joining us live via Zoom all the way from Los Angeles, California. Jared, welcome back to Sports Desk.
Hello, good morning from LA. Thank you for having me.
That's right. Well, good morning, Jared. I mean, so far, Merry Christmas to you, and how has your holiday been so far?
It's been great. Get to spend time with family that I haven't seen in a while, so can't complain. I'm blessed. And happy holidays to you as well.
Thank you. Well, sorry to put you in the hot seat, but you definitely are in the hot seat right now. So let's talk about your big decision. After one season, you're leaving Ateneo to go pro. Of course, we're all happy for you, but what made you come to that decision?
It was a very tough decision for me. I had one more year left after this year, but after talking with my family, I just felt like I was ready to go pro and enter the pro ranks just because, it was my first year in the UAAP, but I played 3 years in the States. So for me, I felt like I was getting a little older with me being 23. I just thought it was time. So, yeah.
Okay, so, but there's also a lot of things. Could you have delayed it possibly, a year more? Or was it like, do or die? I'm going to do it now or never?
I definitely could have came back one more year. It wasn't really do or die, but I don't know. I just felt I had a gut feeling. Like, for example, I had a gut feeling of leaving my old school in the States for Ateneo. And, I really just trusted God's plan and it worked out. And I don't know. I feel like this is God's plan for me to start my next chapter in life. So, yeah.
Okay, well, fans are also questioning your decision given the fact, that you've averaged like maybe 9 points and 2 assists per game. What would you say, what part of your game would you say would be at the pro level at this point in your career?
So luckily for me, I'm able to be I was assessed by Coach Tab, who's arguably one of the greatest coaches, and our assistants at Ateneo are all like PBA coaches, professional level coaches. So, they already told me that I'm ready as far as like my shooting and offensively and my offensive game. I would say I'm ready. I think now it's just more so adding little things in my game and just being better at the defensive end, because I could always be better. So
that's right. And you mentioned Coach Tab. Now, what is your relationship with Coach Tab? How was that like for you playing with him for a year?
Oh, I always tell everyone that asks me, like, Coach Tab is arguably the greatest coach in the world, in my opinion. I could be biased, but he was super supportive of my decision to turn pro. He had nothing but good things to say. And, I also say that, like, I've only played 1 year at Ateneo, but I've probably learned more about basketball in 1 year than I've ever, compared to anywhere else I played. So it was definitely a blessing to play for him. Yeah.
You mentioned that he was supportive, but so when you came to that decision that, yes, I'm going to definitely turn pro, was he the first person you spoke to? Did you have to ask for permission? What was your conversation like? What was the advice he actually gave you?
He was the first person I spoke to, because we had our end of the year meetings before we all went on break. And he wanted me back, and he was like more I would say like not shocked, but like he obviously wanted me back. But he understood my decision, and right when I said it to him that I was gonna go pro, he was happy for me, and his advice was just to stay grounded and just keep your circle tight, and that I really got to work on. There's a lot of things I still need to work on, but he thinks I'll be fine. So
Well, I'm sure you are also aware, that a lot of Filipino players have actually taken their talent overseas. How about you? I mean, that being said, where are you headed now that you have declared your plans of going pro?
there's nothing set in stone yet. There's nothing official yet for me, but I'm open to all the opportunities I have. I'm grateful to be able to be eligible in Philippines and other places like Korea. So I think that's where I'm eligible, and maybe Taiwan, but yeah.
Have you had any offers?
No, nothing official yet, but I've recently just talked to a couple of agents and an agency out here called Intrusive Sports who's helping me out. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you must have a plan somewhere. I mean, if you had, probably your wishes or your goals, where would you want to be? I mean, give me three options, at least A, B, and C, as to where you would like to go. PBA, would you like to play, overseas? You mentioned Taiwan, Japan, Korea. Where would you like to see yourself?
For me, I would be happy with wherever. I mean, it would probably be. I would love to play in Korea, and then, but I would also love to play in a place like Taiwan. But I'm not sure if I'm eligible for that league. But if I am, I would love to play, and of course, I would love to go back home to the Philippines and play in the PBA. So whatever opportunity presents itself, and it's the best opportunity for me and my family, I think that's where I'm gonna go.
Well, okay. Before we go on break, what would you say would be what would make you say yes? I mean, what would it take for you to say yes? I'm going to do PBA or I'm going to do Korea.
I think just whatever opportunity just is best for my family. I think I need. Obviously, I'm not gonna pretend like the financial thing is out of the question. I think it's like when we enter the pro ranks, financial is probably one of the biggest and living situations. So I think just with all the factors of that, and obviously I would want to go to where a team wants me the most and needs me the most. Yeah.
Okay, well, definitely we have to manifest it. We got to put it out there, just so the universe will hear, and it's going to make all of your dreams come true. But Jared, I want to talk to you also about Ateneo's recent campaign in season 86. I mean, what do you think? I mean, when people ask you, like what do you think went wrong for you guys? Well, answer that question when we return. So don't you go anywhere. Jared Brown will still be with us when we return, and you're watching Sports Desk on CNN Philippines, where we go all out for today's top sports stories. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Sports Desk here on CNN Philippines. Well, still with me, our guest, former Ateneo Blue Eagle guard, Jared Brown. Hi, Jared. Okay. So where were we? But Jared, okay, let's talk about first up your teammate who also chose to go pro as well, Kai Balungay. Did you guys talk about your decision together? Do you know where he'll be playing?
We talked about it a little bit, yeah. But no, I don't think for both of us. I think we don't really know officially. I mean, I can't really speak for him, but yeah, for me, nothing's set in stone yet. So we're still just trying to figure out our pro opportunities, and yeah.
I mean, it would be great if you guys could hook up somewhere and play together in the pros.
Oh yeah, that would be a dream. I mean, that would be best case. I love playing with Kai. It's so easy playing with him. So if that's where God leads us, then that would be a blessing for sure.
So, I mean, you played, you mentioned that you were in the States and came to the Philippines. Was there any difficulty, I mean, for you in terms of adjusting to the Philippine type of play compared to what you were used to in the States?
Um, yeah, it definitely took some time. I'm grateful that we had a full preseason, um, for me to adjust and just to get used to the style and the coaching. You know, so yeah, there was definitely an adjustment period, but luckily we had the time and I had the time to do it.
So do you think that you would also, I mean, moving forward, in case you do play overseas, that would be another, you know, difficulty adjusting, if ever?
Probably, but
But
I
you're
think
used to it.
honestly, Ateneo and the UAP has prepared me so much within this past year, that I feel ready to go wherever. I mean, just playing in the high level that the UAP presents, with the atmosphere. I don't think there's an atmosphere like it. So I think I'll be ready wherever I go.
Well, wonderful. Well, let's discuss. I mean, since you did mention your season, let's talk about your previous season. I mean, you had some tough matchups. For you, what would you say would be the toughest one for you?
I would say UP. I mean, UP, they thrive off their guards, and their guards are really good. So I think for any guard in the UAP, I feel like they can attest that playing with UP is always going to be a battle.
Yeah, but you also had such an amazing game. You are a crazy shooter. You are a fighter. You play with all
Thank you.
heart. I mean, especially your game against, you know, Adamson. I mean, what was that like for you? Just being Mr. Fantastic during that game, enough that you were able to help Ateneo clinch their Final Four slot.
I think for the whole team, I think we had played Adamson twice prior to that, and both games were a dogfight. And we were mad that we were even in the situation to play for a play-in game. And I think, for myself and us, I'm sure for the team, I know for the team that we were ready and we did not want to take no for an answer, and we just wanted to jump, get hot from the start. And I just luckily my shots were going in, and I just yeah.
So you've also experienced playing in classic Ateneo LaSalle rivalry games. Tell us, what was that experience like for you? I mean, the fans, everybody was just so into that.
Oh yeah, it was. Those are the games that I live for and I will remember forever. And I experienced it firsthand, like right away in the preseason. We played them actually in Davao, and that game was already super packed, and I was like, wow, like this is like nothing else. So, and then obviously the two games we played each other in the UAP were just amazing, and the atmosphere was amazing. The fans were great. So, yeah, just a blessing to be in this atmosphere for sure.
Okay, well, let's get back to my hanging question before we went on break. I mean, if you guys fell short of the championship, I mean, looking back now that we're all relaxed, what went wrong for Ateneo this season, 86? What would you say?
Mm, for me, I think that everyone's been preaching it throughout the year. Like fans always say, like how we're a young team and we have a bunch of rookies. And I think, I mean, it was just like for us, we lost a lot of games, whether it was like 2 points or by a buzzer beater. Just very heartbreaking games. But we were right there, and I think, um, whereas like the other teams, they've been together for several years, and for us, all we this was probably like we've only had a couple players that played a couple years in the UAP. So I have it was a tough year, I'm sure, for the fans, and even for us, but like people don't understand like how hard we fought and persevered, and we could have easily just thrown in the towel, but the guys just we always just found a way to just keep going and just play as hard as we can to win the game. And yeah, the games we've lost, like they could have went either way,
Yep.
whether it was like from a couple calls or a couple shots. But sometimes to win, it takes luck as well. So yeah.
That's right. Well, how would you best describe, or maybe in one word, how would you describe your stint at Ateneo?
For my stint?
Yes. How was it? Like awesome, fantastic, challenging? I mean, if you had to choose one word. Tough one.
So many words could describe it, but this is definitely the most memorable. I would say memorable. Memorable basketball year and year in life in general that I've had. And yeah, this is, I'll say this year has been a roller coaster, but it's like the greatest year I've had, to be honest.
I mean, a lot of lessons learned, I'm sure, and enough so for you to move forward into the pros. Thank you so much, Jared. We wish you all the best. Good luck on your pro career, and we hope to have you back here on Sports Desk once things are pretty much ironed out. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Once again, that was former Ateneo Blue Eagle, Jared Brown.